I've got Bobby K. We're talking NEPA Horror Fest. NEPA knows how to put it down. You're going to love this conversation. We start with Murphy's Law, both the band and everything that can go wrong will go wrong, as our technology did multiple times trying to get this running. We talk about running local festivals. If you do stuff in a local community or scene, you want to hear this because Bobby talks about the drama of running it behind the scenes. And then we flip it around and talk about the importance and the value of running local events for the community. Lots of cool stuff in this. October 11th, NEPA Horror Fest. Come and check this out. I'm going to be there too. Let's roll some clips.
And I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go back to like our roots, which is 2015, just focusing on the independent films, which we never didn't do. It was still, technically, it was a successful event. People had a great time. People came from all over. The guests had a great time. It's just like, I'm looking at it from like a numbers point, like how much money we ended up losing. And I focused so much on that. I kind of lost sight of the reason I was even doing it. Now, I'm usually so busy during the event that I don't really get time to like look around and see. Like every now and then I'll look around and see people enjoying themselves, but it's mostly like going on the internet or getting text messages or people in person telling me the following day or like at the end of the night how much fun they had. And it's just like, that's what's rewarding, is like seeing how much fun, seeing people post pictures that they took and all that. I wanted to do something so that the horror fans in, or just film, just any, not even, you don't, let me say that again. For people in this area in general, I wanted to give them the same experience of like a Monster Mania or a Chiller, and not, they let them know that they don't have to go to New Jersey or Philly or wherever they're at. Thank you. It's nice to hear somebody say that, because like I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long that like when I hear kind words like that, I'm like, oh shit, okay. Like hearing like how other people view it and the experiences they have, that makes me feel really good, and I'm happy that I'm doing it. So thank you.
You're watching Just Press Record right here on Cultish Creative YouTube. Bit of a break from the normal routine this week. This is because Cultish Creative is sponsoring an event. Do we do that? Yes. Yes, we do that. And I want to talk to the man behind said event. I need to know what I got myself into. So what better way than to invite him on? So who is this? Well, don't give him an axe. You got to give him a hatchet for the Lackawanna and Luzerne County. And don't give him the booty, presumably treasure, and not the down belows kind of booty, but with a name like Sleeping Booty Band, I have questions, possibly reservations. And if this intro isn't horrific and sadly comical enough, he can either tell me what Murphy's Law is, or we can talk about the time I saw Murphy's Law at home base 20 years ago and Jimmy Gestapo dumped a beer on my head. Scranton Wilkes-Barre's Red Devil of a Baron himself is with me. Bobby,
can we just talk about Murphy's Law?
Let's open with Murphy's Law.
I've always wanted to see them. I didn't actually really get into them until like, I'm not, I don't even know if get into them is the right term, but I liked them when I was a teenager, but like I started to really like them within like the last couple of years. And then I got sober, and now I can't relate to any of their songs. But no, you mentioned Murphy's Law, and it made me remember when I really wanted to go to CC's in Music to see them, and my mom said no. But then a couple of years later, I want to say, or maybe the same year, my mom let me go see a bunch of skinheads perform there.
Shout out to CC's and all the weird stuff we saw there. I definitely like Murphy's Law, Agnostic Front.
Mm-hmm.
All these bands would play there all the time. The other day I was trying to find something random on the internet, and I was like, I think I was at this Earth Crisis show. Like,
Nice.
there's just weird stuff from CC's that still exists online. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe this is almost a segue that was not intentional at all. But here's the thing. That's home base. Murphy's Law plays, I don't know how many times. I didn't go to very many home base shows because I was moving into the area when that was more of a thing on the ascent. So they're playing the show. I'm all excited. They used to cover this Rizio's song. Somebody's going to get their head kicked in tonight.
Yeah.
Just iconic. Shout out to the Roger Mitchell episode of Just Press Record, because he was a Rizio's fan back in the Scotland days. He was working for EMI. So they're playing this song. I'm all excited. I get a beer dumped over my head. The thing about Jimmy Gestapo is he would always like hang out before and after the shows, and we knew this from CC's and we knew this at home base. I
Yeah.
just like, I've got these great memories of like this guy in this band that you have the CDs, you have the tapes, but he just wants to hang out before and after the show and talk to everybody who's there.
Yeah. That's what I liked about going to like home base and even Cafe Metropolis was like realizing that there wasn't like a border or like I don't know, you were able to talk to the bands and hang out with them. I thought that was really cool.
And they wanted to hang out. Like he wasn't there
Yeah.
like fighting it off or in some denial about it. And I remember being, he's also evangelizing. I think he had a tattoo shop or something. And it was just
Mhm.
like why everybody needed to come get tattoos at his shop. And sure, he's talking his own book. He's making some sales.
Yeah.
But you're like, that's a pretty cool thing. That'd be a pretty cool
Mhm.
place to go get a tattoo.
Yeah. I wish I did back then.
Well, here's the sober days, not getting your head kicked in tonight and or getting a beer spilled all over you, hopefully. But
Yeah.
we're talking about this cool thing. I love that you're doing this. I think it is focused on people wanting to spend time with audience and just hang out in a place that maybe gets passed over a lot. NEPA Horror Fest.
Mhm.
What the hell are you doing? Why would you torture yourself and try to throw a horror movie festival in our backyard here in Pennsylvania?
I've been doing it. This will be the 11th annual 13 short films.
Amazing.
So it's 13 independent horror films. We also like over the years we've added live music, vendors, and celebrity meet and greets. So it's just grown. It actually started, it was a free event in 2015 at River Street Jazz Cafe. And then from there, I was working at Ale Mary's in Scranton. And then I was like, oh, could we just do it here? So I did it in the back room of there. And then the following year, I was at a movie theater. The movie theater ended up closing. So then I reached out to the drive-in thing, and I was thinking they're never gonna fucking let me do this shit. And I've been there since 20, 2018.
Yeah. And how many people, how many people came out last year?
Oh no. Last year, I wish more people showed up. That was
So
the
sorry.
we did so 2 years ago when we had Bill Mosley, we had over 1,000 people.
Let's say you've
Literally,
got some serious numbers for this type of event.
there have been very successful events and not so successful, but it's like they're not all going to be home runs, I guess, is how one way to look at it. But yeah, I tried to do plus October. So the Bill Mosley event was spooky summer. So I was doing a biannual event. I did a summer event and then I would do the Halloween October season film festival. And October, you're competing with a lot more similar types of events, not only in the area, but like Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, all over. Like the one year, I think I did a Rob Zombie's Halloween reunion. I know that I did. I don't think I did, but I'm pretty sure it was during the Rob Zombie's Halloween in the King of Prussia Mall. Ozzy Osbourne and his whole family were there the same day. So, and I don't want to look at it as competition, but it's just there's more options for the people that you want to come out, which is also a good thing. But
Also a good thing, but there's us. Okay, so why here? Like, why not take this and go do it in Philly? Why are you doing this in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre?
well, I wanted to do something so that the horror fans in or just just any, not even, you don't, let me say that again. For people in this area in general, I wanted to give them the same experience of like a Monster Mania or a Chiller, and not they let them know that they don't have to go to New Jersey or Philly or wherever they're at. And that's not what it was at first. It was just I was trying to do um something for October. It was actually I was approached to show a movie that I made myself and I didn't want to do it. So then I just came up with the idea of putting on a film festival last second. And that was a pain in the ass. But then the following year, I was like, oh, why don't, because I've been to a couple conventions prior to this. And I was like, well, why don't I take that aspect of it and add it to the independent film festival and add some vendors? And then it just kind of grew from there.
What do you think it is about showing indie films too? Why do you care about indie films getting this venue?
For the filmmakers themselves, I feel like it would be like a once in a lifetime opportunity to have their film shown on a drive-in screen. But that's me speaking just for it being at the drive-in. So, I don't know. I guess also to let people know that like all the shit that Hollywood is shoving down your throat isn't all there is out there. There is a lot of really talented cinematographers, writers, editors, special effects artists. We get a lot of stop motion, not a lot, but every year we show at least one stop motion animation, which is my favorite. I always like if one gets submitted to us, I'm like, I'm fucking
You're
picking.
in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think it is too about people who show up at this thing aren't necessarily, again, like going to that conference in Philly or going somewhere else, and they might not even have any idea that you can just do this stuff. There's something
Mhm.
about showing up when you're 16 years old or 17 years old or 25 years old and going
Mhm.
like, wait, Hollywood didn't make this.
Yeah. Mhm.
What is that? Why is it important to give that avenue?
Can you repeat the question? Why?
Why do you think it's important to show local kids, local people, like, hey, here's this thing. It's getting made outside of Hollywood. Like, this exists. If this is off your radar, here's an event where I show you that this can be done.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. I think that's just how my brain works because, like, we show the independent films, we have the music and everything. It's just like more a gathering of like the indie scene on so many levels, whether it's film, art, music, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
No, it feels like something. And I feel like that's something that's special and unique to this area, too, because you're the beneficiary of seeing stuff like this when you were growing up, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And it was different pre social media than post social media, I think.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's part of why it's valuable to do this at the drive in or on a
Oh,
screen
yeah,
where
for
it's like,
sure. Because it's nostalgic on one level. It's nostalgic. You're introducing the drive-in, the whole atmosphere to a new crowd, and you're also keeping drive-ins alive because there's not too many left in the country.
there's not a lot left. It's a
Mhm.
big difference in seeing something like, not on this screen.
Yeah, for sure. Hmm. We
Uh,
get a lot of submissions that are filmed on cameras too. And there was one year, I swear to God, we had I sat through maybe 15 movies that had the text bubbles popping up on the screen. Like that was like that was part of all of, like so many movies. There's not there's anything wrong with that, but
no, no.
I was losing my goddamn mind and I'm like if this next movie has a fucking text message bubble pop up, I'm fucking canceling the whole festival.
What's that process like? How do you screen for the submissions? Is it just open posting online?
So we use a website called Film Freeway. We didn't that first, and I keep saying we, but it's mostly me. But at the first year I did it, I went on Facebook and was asking like filmmakers I knew of that I was Facebook friends with if I can even show their movie because I started promoting it as 13 short films just because of the number 13, and then
And
realized,
then you
oh,
got to go find 13 movies, which
yeah,
is a lot of movies.
yeah, that was interesting. But now they're submitted directly to us, so we get a lot of foreign films too. So that's really cool. Like it's not like this year we're showing four local films, which is amazing. But I love seeing stuff from like Australia and Japan and Iceland. There's so many.
Yeah, that's really cool. So truly global submissions too. And
Yeah.
do any of those artists coming out, any of those filmmakers coming out for this festival or any
In
surprise visits from them?
2019, somebody came from Dubai. So Dubai. So
That's a flight.
yeah.
What about the four local people that you're showing this year? You want to shout any of them out or what the projects are? Can we
Oh
spoil any of
my
this?
God. I have it written down.
Okay.
There is one called Angelica, which was directed by a Pittston native, Tom Smith. and he has the easiest name, so I'm only going to name drop him.
We'll take that. We'll take
There
that.
we go.
What makes So you mentioned like last year was a tougher year. The year before was more successful in numbers and turnout and all that stuff. What makes it a successful fest this year by how you're going to measure it?
Well, I've learned over the past almost a year now to not look at it from a behind the scenes aspect, which is what I was doing and it's what made me discouraged to begin with. But like, I'm usually so busy during the event that I don't really get time to like look around and see. Like every now and then I'll look around and see people enjoying themselves, but it's mostly like going on the internet or getting text messages or people in person telling me the following day or like at the end of the night how much fun they had. And it's just like that's what's rewarding is like seeing how much fun seeing people post pictures that they took and all that. Because I don't really get to soak it in or even pay attention to it because I'm usually so busy. So I'm just happy to be doing it again. And yeah, I don't know. As long as people are having fun and coming out, because that's the important thing.
I think that's an excellent way to measure something like this, especially because you're not trying to make it. And I feel like you've experienced this. You try to make it bigger, and that introduces new complexities that don't necessarily improve the experience of the people who come.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. And I said if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go back to like our roots, which is 2015, doing just focusing on the independent films, which we never didn't do. Like last year we did a whole weekend instead of just a Saturday. And Friday was dedicated completely to the short films, and then Saturday and Sunday is when I showed all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And we did the meet and greet and everything. And it was still technically it was a successful event. People had a great time. People came from all over. The guests had a great time. It's just like I'm looking at it from like a numbers point, like how much money we ended up losing. And I focused so much on that. I kind of lost sight of the reason I was even doing it. No, I didn't lose sight on the reason I was doing it. I was just very discouraged because I was like, holy fuck, I just lost so much money trying to do something cool. And still was cool. It's just it took some time to get out of debt.
Yeah, this is real. If people want to support the event, if they want to check it out, tell us when it is, tell us where it is, tell us what it costs, people to show up, give us the details.
So Saturday, October 11th at Circle Drive-In. It begins at 5 p.m. It's the 11th annual NEPA Horror Film Festival and our first ever night market, which basically all that means is we have vendors, but it's going to start later. So no, it's still like it's going to be the same type of vendors. I'm working with. It's not the punk rock flea market. I'm working with Noel, who runs Wine Witches and Warlocks convention at Circle Drive-In. We linked up to work together on this, and it's gonna be it's I would say like horror, Halloween, and spiritual themed type vendors, I guess.
It's like a spiritual thing. Yeah, we do some yoga.
Yes, I hope so.
I hope
Spooky
so.
yoga.
Spooky yoga.
I don't know why the fuck I said spiritual. It sounds I don't know. They're gonna be spiritual though. Oh.
It's gonna be spiritual and like all ages event.
Yeah. Kids 12 and under are free. You can bring dogs. You can bring a fucking rooster. Yeah, and like pets are cool. Kids 12 and under are free. It's I would say just treat the films as if you were taking your kid to an R-rated movie. There's nothing too graphic or traumatized. Well, I mean that's the parents' judgment if you want to go there. I'm not going to speak for them. uh,
Very libertarian of you. I appreciate that in these trying times. Okay, parents' judgment. If you're bringing your kid, you are bringing
yeah,
to a horror movie festival. But at
and
the
if it
same
gets
time,
weird, I don't care.
yeah, you're the one putting him to bed that night. Um, no, but I think that's a fantastic thing too, because like this is truly an all ages inclusive event. It's a hangout at night. How late are we going? Are we going until the sun comes
So
up and the roosters start crowing?
so we have that's happened once. I showed a triple feature. And this was fucking hilarious because it went too late and I don't know if you know, the Circle Drive-In does a flea market on Sundays. So there was this guy, they come super early to set up, and this guy pulls up in a truck and he's setting up. He was selling like Trump flags. And I turned my head and I said, there's only like four people left at the drive-in at this point. It's like 4 a.m. But I see what he's setting up and I'm like, oh my God. But we were showing a movie called Night of the Demon, and I saw the guy with the Trump flags look up at the screen as Bigfoot was ripping someone's dick off on the drive-in screen. And I'm like, I'm so fucking glad he's here right now. So anyway, the night market's going to go till about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to show the films after that. So like whenever, like they'll have time to break down if they want to hang out. We have live music too. We have 4 local, like solo and group, like acoustic, more mellow. Not like in the past, I've had hip hop, hardcore, punk, power violence bands, but
We need more power violence shows. I understand you not wanting to do it this, but yeah.
I want to start a power violence band. I really need to. All the bands I've been in were like sludge metal and doom metal, and I want to play in a band that sounds like Charles Bronson.
Now you're talking my language. That's a
Good
conversation.
Did you ever hear a band called Scholastic Death?
I remember that name, but
I'll send you their discography when we're done.
Okay, fantastic.
You look like you'd like them.
Yeah, you and my buddy Kenny can trade power violence texts because that's the way these things go. That's the way.
Group chat.
Yeah, we'll get a power violence group chat going and maybe start a band out of it. Why not?
Can we, please?
Anything else that people should know about this event if they want to come, aside from we got a night market till 9:30, we got movies playing after that, we're hanging out at the drive-in. Anything else people should know?
No, that's about it. Just come and have a good time, and I'm happy to be back. Thank you and Val so much for sponsoring it too. Like that, it was you two were the first to actually reach out about doing it. Like I had put the post out, but like didn't get any answers or any responses. And then once you guys did that, I was like, oh shit, this is real now. I have to do it. And then got my ass in gear because it took a while. Like even after I announced I was doing it, I was still like, oh, like still bummed out about last year. But like I'm just happy to do it again. Like I feel like I've done it for so long, I don't really remember what it's like not doing this.
The truth is, and the behind the scenes story on this is I'm literally saying to Val, my wife, like, we have to do some more stuff like this. We have to look for things that we can like sponsor, help get weight behind, because we are all the beneficiaries of being kids in this area and the outside world coming into us. Someone brought the outside world into us, and that made us understand we could go out into the world and do other things. And if nobody's actively bringing the outside world into this area, it is a valley. We are literally walled off from the rest of the world. And we need to make sure stuff comes in. We need to make sure kids and people get exposure to cool stuff that's going on. So the idea, I said this to her, and she was literally like, you remember Bobby K? Doing the Horror Fest. We should sponsor this. And I was like, we should absolutely sponsor this because this is a all ages type event. We're bringing stuff in from outside. We're showing what other people can do. We're putting it on in a drive-through. How cool is that?
A drive.
Movies, movies on the big screen. Like, get it in the drive-in. Get it up there. And I just love the idea that you're doing it. I love the whole community that rallies around stuff like this. And I'm ready to have a good time on the 11th.
Thank you. It's nice to hear somebody say that because, like, I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long that, like, when I hear kind words like that, I'm like, oh shit, okay. Like hearing like how other people view it and the experiences they have, that makes me feel really good, and I'm happy that I'm doing it. So thank you.
You're not just putting on another dinner or banquet for like a bunch of wealthy donors.
Yeah, I am.
You're not just doing one of these things. It's just like an ego stroke. You're actually doing something that's like, let's get people together, show them some art, have a good time.
Exactly. Yeah.
About. All right, Bobby, we're hanging out in just a couple more weeks here. We'll get this out. If you're watching this October 11th, if you're anywhere near northeastern Pennsylvania in the tri-state area, hey, get on a plane from Dubai. It's been done. You want to be there first. Come hang out with us. NEPA Horror Fest. Say the website one more time where people can get details.
NEPAHorror.com.
You know where to do it. This is Cultish Creative. We're out. Thanks for joining us. like, comment, and hey, subscribe below to Cultish Creative on YouTube if you haven't already. As the good compliance people want me to remind you, Matt Ziegler, that's me, is a managing director at Sunpoint Investments. The opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Sunpoint Investments. No information on this podcast should be construed as investment advice. Securities discussed in the podcast may be holdings of clients of Sunpoint Investments. I hope you've been entertained. I hope you found this useful. I hope you talk to a professional before you try any of this stuff at home. And most of all, I hope you've subscribed. Be nice to each other out there. And don't forget, head over to cultishcreative.com and let's make curiosity a habit together. And I'm out.